Welcome to aefTV. I am Wandi Swandengendo, and today we're joined by the Burkina Faso Minister of Energy, His Excellency Bachir Ismael Ouedraogo. Thank you for joining us, Minister.
Thank you. Thank you very
Minister,
much. Yeah.
Let's start with opportunities.
Yes.
What opportunities currently exist for investors in the power sector?
Hello. I would say that Burkina Faso, currently we have only 30% of the population that have access to electricity. And when you look at these 30% of the population that have access to electricity, in urban areas, 60% of the population have access to electricity, and in rural area, only 5% of the population have access to electricity. Burkina Faso currently is importing about 50% of its consumption from neighboring countries. And when you look at the cost of the kilowatt hour, we have one of the highest kilowatt hour in West Africa. So we need to improve coverage. And let's take the example of urban area. 40% of those who are living in cities don't have access to electricity. These people, they have work, they have good jobs, they have salary, they are able to pay electricity. But the lack of electricity is doing that 40% of those populations don't have access to electricity. Second, when you look at rural area, we are aiming at 100% coverage. So if you are going from 5 to 100%, you can see the potential that is there. And in Burkina Faso, what we are looking at, it's what we call productive energy, meaning that the energy that we are bringing into rural area, it should not be just for light or just comfort in building, but we should use this electricity to help these people to produce. Like I said, when you look at those people that are moving from the villages to the city, they are going to the city because they are looking for jobs, better life, having access to electricity, being able to go to the cinema, having a TV, but you can give them this quality of life from the rural area, helping them improve their life standard. Bringing electricity will help them to increase their productivity in agriculture, breeding animals. Whatever you say it will improve their life. It will help them have added value. And that's what we are aiming at. We are telling to the investors that the opportunity of business is there. People are able to pay. So the opportunities of business, when it's there, you only need to be able to know that these people will be able to pay so that you will get your money back. And this situation is there in Burkina Faso. So I would say that we are currently having one of the highest costs of the kilowatt hour. Solar energy today is giving us a golden opportunity. Why I am saying it's a golden opportunity? Because when you look at the cost of the kilowatt hour now in Burkina Faso, it's about 20 cents per kilowatt hour. And you're getting energy from solar less than 10 cents. Lately we got it about 8-9 cents. So you have 8-9 cents, and on the other hand you have 20 cents. This is a huge opportunity for us. The technology is improving from the solar side. The technology is also improving from the battery side. So meaning that this is giving also a great opportunity to combine these two issues. But also when you look at gas today, instead of producing with HFO, which is very expensive for us, gas is giving us also an opportunity. So I would tell to the investors that today you have the possibility to help us give electricity to 23 million of population. Burkina Faso has roughly about 23-25 million. And when you look at the potential of this population in terms of cash, it's unbelievable. Second, we have a very competitive and a very dynamic mining sector. Today, the mining sector is consuming about 400 to 500 megawatts. And the problem with the mining sector is that they are producing at a very small scale, making the cost of the kilowatt hour very high. And if you look at 1 kilogram of gold, which is the main product from the mining sector in Burkina Faso, the cost of electricity is about 40 to 45%. So this is a golden opportunity for investors to come because the country, the state is organizing in a way that we will produce in larger quantity so that will bring the cost down and we'll be able to give it to the mining sector. So this is a potential of almost 500 megawatt on top of that plus what the population is going to consume. So I would say you have an opportunity of business. You have a country that is very stable, that is paying back, that is have a good record in terms of paying electricity, and we are already doing it because 50% of our consumption come from Ivory Coast and Ghana. So this is something that you can go and have a look and investigate and see how Burkina Faso is doing in terms of paying electricity with the neighboring countries, if it's a serious country, and then you will find out that Burkina Faso have been paying all his checks without any delay, and even sometimes we are giving money in advance. And you can see what's happening with Ghana. We're giving some money, in front. So I would say that we are aiming at having a good relationship with the investors. We're aiming at a win-win situation where the investor will get his money back, where the investors will know that, bringing your money in Burkina Faso is safe. But on the other hand, we also want to have a fair price of the kilowatt hour. We want to have a good deal so that we'll be able to bring down the cost of the kilowatt hour, make sure that the majority of the population will have access to affordable quality of electricity, but also being able to pay it. Because what we said, when we are looking at rural area, they are not rich. So we need to give them electricity that will be affordable, regarding their condition of life and regarding the capacity to pay back. And looking at that, I would say that there are a lot of opportunity in Burkina Faso in terms of investing in the energy sector. Yeah.
So what challenges have you experienced in reaching out to investors?
The big challenge is about the guarantees. The cost of the kilowatt hour is correlated to the cost of the money, I would say. Because any investor is going to the bank to get the money, and he has to pay it back at with a certain rate, and that's where we need to be able to get affordable cost of this loan that we're getting. Because at the end of the day, the investors will get the money from a bank and he will come in Burkina Faso and invest. But if we get the loan with a higher rate, it will directly impact the cost of the kilowatt hour. When you look at Europe, people are able to get investment at a very cheaper rate. But when it comes to Africa, it's something else, very high rate. How can you, on one hand, say that you want to help this population, which is poor, to have access, universal coverage, when you give them a loan with a high rate? It won't happen. So we need to fix this, and that's the very important issue that we need to fix. We need to make sure that those who are coming to Africa to invest, they get access to loan that is cheap, so that they will be able to invest and give us a cost of the kilowatt hour that is affordable. So that's the main challenge that we are facing now, because we have a lot of investors coming into the country. We have a lot of investors that are coming and that are willing to help us. But at the end of the day, when we start the discussion, when we go through the business plan, we end up seeing that the rate for the loan is quite high. So that's my main concern, and I think my message to the investors and to the finance community is to come together and see how we are going to be able to bring down this cost. Because look, today, there have never been so much money for the electricity sector than now. You go everywhere, there is money for the energy sector. The technology have never been so competitive in terms of, bringing the cost down. So what's happening? We have a lot of money ready to invest for the electricity sector. The technology is really bringing us, some very competitive prices. So we should be able, at this moment, to provide electricity for all. Because even for the remote area, you have the possibility to bring solar energy to all those who are even on the mountains, everywhere. So what's going on? The money is there. The technology is there. Why can we put all these things together so that we'll find a solution for everybody? So I mean, this is really a message that we have the possibility to do it. We can do it. It's all about will. You know, if you have the will to make it happen, it will happen. So that's my main concern. And hopefully that together, you know, hand in hand, we will be able to find a solution for that. Yeah.
Thank you, Minister, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Africa Energy Forum TV.